Matt Kenseth throughout his career has achieved countless accolades: 2 Daytona 500s, a Coca-Cola 600, a Southern 500, and most important of all, the last Winston Cup champion. This accomplishment is probably the most talked about of all of his accolades. In 2003, he clinched the championship by the last race of the season, and then finished 43rd at Homestead. This situation led to changing the format to what we know as the Chase, something that to this day has been hotly debated. But perhaps what infuriated the side asking for a change the most was his lone win. That one win he had was 8 months before the season even ended. He easily beat a driver that season who had 8 times the victories as him. But how did he win that one race? What is the story behind the lone Cup win that changed the trajectory of NASCAR forever? Las Vegas Motor Speedway, 2003. The last 2 seasons, the driver who won this race was set on a trajectory to either win the championship or come extremely close. For this race, 2000 champion Bobby Labonte is on the pole, sitting next to Jeff Gordon. Ryan Newman and Dale Jr. sit 3rd and 4th, and all the way in 17th is a 17 car of Matt Kenseth. Coming into this race, hometown hero Kurt Busch leads the standings over last week's winner Dale Jarrett, and on a sunny March day, the field takes the green flag. Jeff Gordon charges ahead on the high side and leads his first laps of 2003. Bobby Labonte slips up and loses second to Kurt Busch, and soon Burton and Dale Jr. streak past 18 as well. He slots in 6th in front of teammate Tony Stewart, and 2 and 3 wide headline many battles. But the top 10 are all single file now. The first battle is Michael Waltrip and John Andretti, right ahead of Jimmy Spencer making a charge in the number 7. As the race progresses, Sterling Marlin moves up 11 spots, the most in the field from their starting position. He soon gets split 3 wide by 2 KG veterans, the 9 of Bill Elliott and the 88 of Dale Jarrett. Elliott currently is down with the flu, fighting it through the entire weekend, and 35 laps in now, and Jeff Gordon is starting to lap the tail end of the field. Kurt Busch, who was originally behind him, has fallen to 5th now. He is passed, most recently, by Michael Waltrip, one of the 2 DEI cars now in the top 5. As Johnson passes Busch now, it makes all the top 5 running spots held by Chevrolets. As the race approaches lap 50, Ryan Newman is one of the first down the pit road. He's reporting a flat tire. Blaney and his 77 Jasper car soon is in as well. And on track, Dale Jr. is going for the lead on Jeff Gordon. The 8 car grabs the lead. Now Gordon sits in between 2 DEI cars. Mark Martin soon comes in right before being lapped. And as Ward Burton pits, Waltrip and Labonte work past the 24 as well. Officially, the pit cycle begins, and Gordon is the first of the top 10 in. Leader Dale Earnhardt Jr. is in next. He leaves pit lane next to his beer rival, and Michael Waltrip comes in the next lap after leading. The Gibbs cars charge in as Kurt Busch leads, grabbing the 5 bonus points. And Burton in the 99 follows the Rubbermaid 97, as both take 4 fresh Goodyear tires. After the first green flag pit cycle, Dale Earnhardt Jr. holds the lead over Jeff Gordon and his teammate Michael Waltrip. He's facing extremely heavy lap traffic, however. Waltrip soon gets Gordon for second, and Jr. goes 3 wide with lappers. Back at 13th, Ryan Newman gets a report from the crew that he didn't have a flat tire. Instead, it was how poor the car was handling that made it feel like it was flat. Now, not only is the car awful, he is off sequence unless we see a caution. Back at the front, Gordon begins applying the heat to the 15 for second again. Dale Jr. soon has a panic at the front as he loses spotter Ty Norris, who bumped his radio against the railing and changed the channel, causing Tony Erie on the pit box to start spotting. Eventually, someone tells Ty what he did, and he fixes the issue. And during the panic, he gets reeled in by Gordon and Waltrip. Michael keeps working on the high groove, reeling in the 8 car, and pulling away from Gordon now. And finally, through 3 and 4, Waltrip gets side by side and grabs the lead in the turn 1. Gordon continues to complain of a tight race car, comprehending that by running the top. And finally, past lap 100, the first caution is out for Ricky Craven, smacking Larry Foyt and causing a collision off of turn 4. The 21 lead lap cars come in, and all take 4 fresh tires. Jr. wins the race off, and Jeff Gordon has a massive problem, falling outside the top 15. Newman and Rusty Wallace get burned by the yellow flag, due to them pitting right before it came out and being trapped multiple laps down now. The race heads back green with Dale Jr. leading and Ryan Newman a lap car on the inside. And the 12 is able to clear ahead, and Jimmy Johnson grabs second for Michael Waltrip. It only takes 2 laps though for Dale Jr. to get back side by side and clearing the 12. Matt Kenseth in the mid-pack reports that if he lifts the car stalls, and teammate Kurt Busch is trying desperately to penetrate the Chevrolet top 5. Not of the top 5 is 16th place runner Jeff Gordon now, in the middle 3 wide. His teammate Joe Nemechek has found himself in 3rd. And as all this is going on, Kurt Busch has a moment through 4. Kevin Harvick, however, soon has a much larger moment off the corner as well. It was right after that Kurt then had contact with the 29. And then Mark Martin detonates, and the chaos is halted by a caution on lap 117. The lead cars roar down pit lane once more, with the 97 team commencing repairs. On the restart, Michael Waltrip leads again as they go 4 wide in the back of the field. Newman pulls away as again the back of the pack is 4 wide. Down the backstretch they go 3 wide for the lead, as Junior leads now with Joe Nemechek in 2nd. Bobby Labonte and Jeff Gordon go 3 wide with Johnny Benson, and then Elliott Sadler detonates. Newman is able to get one of his laps back, and again pitting is coming into question. On the 3rd restart of the day, Dale Jr. and Rusty Wallace lead the field down into turn 1, with Kevin Harvick charging the middle. It pushes yesterday's Busch winner wide, as approaching halfway, last week's winner spins and impacts the outside turn 2 wall. Various cars get their lap back as Dale Jarrett takes his helmet off. In the replay, it's apparent Steve Park loses the nose in traffic and veers straight up into the Yates 88. An assorted number of lead lap cars pit as we officially passed halfway. Dale Jarrett takes a stroll to send the message to Steve, who ended the day for Robert Yates Racing officially. And through the last 2 cautions, Dale Jr. is one of the few that have stayed out through both of them. He, along with Matt Kenseth and Todd Bodine, are in the front of the field. And Kenseth did actually want to pit for 2 tires, but accidentally forgot to come down. The race restarts again, and after 1 lap, Tony Stewart has a pretty major left front tire rub. Jeff Gordon now falls to 22nd, and struggling even more now as Sterling Marlin has found the top 5. Ahead of him is Todd Bodine and Matt Kenseth, as they start arguing over the 2nd place position. Robbie Gordon is there to disrupt the battle, and Johnson of Fresh Tires passes the 40 car. And the 30 Chevrolet of Jeff Green is in to fix damage from contact with Tony Stewart. As we approach the final 100 laps, the Chevrolet dominance is gone, and Dodge is now the most prevalent manufacturer in the top 10. In the top 2, however, it's Dale Jr. and Matt Kenseth. One of the aforementioned Dodges in the top 10 is the 7 of Jimmy Spencer, putting together a great run for a small single-car team. With about 100 to go, McMurray spins off at turn 4, causing a huge stack-up. Ryan Newman misses getting his 2nd lap back, and the field is in for fresh tires. Jeff Gordon wins the race off pit road, taking only 2, and Kenseth beats Dale Jr. off for 2nd. With around 95 to go, the race charges back green, and Gordon is able to pull ahead through 1 and 2, whilst Newman holds on barely. After a couple laps, Kenseth gets Gordon for the lead, and down the backstretch, Tony Stewart hits the wall. Gordon now is beginning to get muscled as the 37 is smoking with a tire rub, and one of those cars who passed Jeff is teammate Jimmy Johnson, charging towards the leaders for the first time today. As Steve Burns conducts a report, chaos ensues. The crowd cheers as they see the 24 car pull behind the pit wall, totaled, and Rusty Wallace is out and okay. Similar to the Jarrett crash, Skinner loses the nose under Rusty Wallace, causing the melee. Kurt Busch is in the garage with a smashed radiator, and Todd Bodine's crew fixes some nose damage. Kenseth leads the field green on the restart with 84 to go, and Dale Jr. and Jimmy Johnson mount a charge at the 17, but then ride for a few laps. As Jr. tries to work Matt, he rides a high line through 1 and 2, but makes little ground. As they race, a slight wisp of smoke flies off the rear end of Kenseth's car, but it continues to pull away. As they interview Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson passes by Dale Earnhardt Jr. for 2nd, and in the 11th spot, Ryan Newman and Jimmy Spencer race hard. Soon Sterling Marlin passes Dale Jr. and starts chasing down Jimmy Johnson. Both of them, however, have completely lost touch of the 17 car. And crossing over 50 to go, Dale Jr. is falling down the order to 5th now, behind teammate Michael Waltrip. Strategy starts becoming a topic of conversation as the final pit stops of the day creep up on the leaders. With 41 to go, Dale Jr. starts the cycle. The next one in is Joe Nemechek, and then it's leader Matt Kenseth with 40 to go. Just like the men before him, Kenseth takes 4 fresh tires and fuel. And then Michael Waltrip comes in with Matt and has to stop 3 seconds slower. Jimmy Johnson leads over Sterling Marlin as the 2 cars come down the pit lane. The 40 takes 4 and Chad Canals audibles taking only 2 tires. John Andretti leads as the cycle comes to a slow end, and Jeff Gordon comes back out on track. With 31 to go, Andretti comes in for 2 tires, and now Kenseth is officially back in the lead. As Hideo Fukuyama makes his final stop, Kenseth leads the field under 25 to go. With 17 to go, the battle for 5th is intense, as lapper Jimmy Spencer races around on fresh tires. Johnson and Earnhardt begin racing for 3rd with 13 to go. And Johnson can't hold on, and Bobby Labonte darts by on the inside as well. Johnson begins a slip, but still holds the point lead, charging to 10 to go. Messi Jr. gets Michael for 2nd, and as we come to the white flag, Matt Kenseth comes home victorious. And Jimmy Johnson on the 2 tires struggles to the checkered flag. Kenseth spins it at the grass in celebration, and Jimmy Johnson is furious. Michael Waltrip also spins it at the grass celebrating as well. He's happy he ran good at a track besides Dega or Daytona. With all the drama, Matt Kenseth stands triumphant in victory lane. He would celebrate what would be his only race win for nearly a year. The next time he would step in victory lane would be when he would hoist the championship.